Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. This is Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Monday, July the 31st, the last day of July 2023. Today, we are blessed here in our house because our granddaughter is coming to stay with us for the day. We're watching her, and that is always a precious gift. A precious gift, though, that will require some energy that will be taken out of my wife and myself. She is quite the goer. She's 2.5. She goes and goes and goes. She's like the Energizer bunny, but we love her so much and we love being able to spend time with her. But I share that with you because we always have to look at the gifts bestowed upon us by God. They are precious indeed, and we should never take any of them for granted, even the very small ones. And the very small ones is what we will talk about in our gospel today. So I ask you to quiet your minds and hearts as we listen to St. Matthew, chapter 13, verses 31 to 35. Jesus proposed a parable to the crowds. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that a person took and sowed in a field. It is the smallest of all seeds, yet when full grown, it is the largest of plants. It becomes a large bush, and the birds of the sky come and dwell in its branches. He spoke to them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed with 3 measures of wheat flour until the whole batch was leavened. All these things Jesus spoke to the crowds in parables. He spoke to them only in parables to fulfill what had been said through the prophet. I will open my mouth in parables. I will announce what has lain hidden from the foundation of the world. One of the techniques I have shared with you to get to the point of a gospel that may be speaking to your heart is to place yourself somewhere in the gospel story. Which character are you? What task is one that you can relate to or that you need to do? So today we might look at the sower who takes the small gift of God and then cultivates it into a beautiful gift. But instead, I want to look at the birds. Yeah, believe it or not, I want to look at the birds. The birds are those who dwell in this beautiful mustard seed tree that has been given by God as a gift, a small seed given to us, and we grow it into this huge tree, and now these birds dwell within it. And the question I'd like to ask us as we relate to the birds is, what kind of bird are we today? For there are birds who can sit in this tree and just sit back and say, yep, this is what God gave me, this tree. I'm very happy to be here, and what's next? I mean, I hope he has more for me than this tree because after all, I deserve it. Or are you a bird that says, I am so gracious to God for this beautiful tree that I dwell in. However, I want to be even more gracious by going out, leaving the tree and doing what I can for others, doing what I can for myself to keep myself active, to keep myself in a place where I can do that much more, and then maybe God will have other things in store for me? Or are you again, which bird are we? Because there is a difference, isn't there? And I would say that it's something for us to check in on daily, because sometimes we can get very complacent and sit back and say, okay, God, what are you going to bring me next? I'm sitting here in my tree. Bring it to me, you know? Or you could say, listen, I am so grateful for what I have. I'm going to go out and keep myself rolling along, doing good things in God's name. And, and then whatever he gives me after that, I'll still be gracious for what he gave me. And some days we have a different approach, but it is something for us to check in on daily. What kind of bird are we today in the huge mustard tree of life that God has given to us? My friends, that's my message for you on this Monday morning. I hope it was helpful for you. I'd like to now take a couple of seconds, as I've been trying to do, to welcome any comments or thoughts or questions that you might have, and then we'll close with a final prayer. Most loving God, we thank you for all the gifts you bestow upon us. Give us the wisdom and grace to never take any of them for granted. Give us the strength and the courage that we might need to go out and do what we can do with the talents you have bestowed upon us and the gifts you have given us, to do more to make this world a more compassionate place in your blessed name. Well, my friends, I wish you all a wonderful Monday, a very blessed day, a thankful day, one filled with gratitude, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone.